and make sure you can see me. How is everyone doing? Today is the 7th of May. How is it the 7th of May? I feel like Christmas was a few weeks ago. But simultaneously, Christmas feels like it was 2 years ago. Time. That's just time for you. How are we doing this lovely lunchtime? I'm just waiting for you guys to join the chat. It is lovely and warm this morning. I went to the shop and just when the sun was on my back, I was like, that's such a nice feeling. Is that really sensitive of me? Probably. I think it's amazing how much the weather can influence our mood. This idea of seasonal depression, I think we understand gets people throughout the year. It's not just in winter. I think a lot of people also feel it in the summer. You know, they're I got distracted. What was I saying? What was I saying? It's like 10 times harder when no one joins the chat. I shouldn't say that because when you watch this back later and there is views on it, then I'm just outing myself, really. But I don't want to outing myself is not really the correct term because I'm not here to pretend to be anything more than I am. That being said, if no one joins in the next 15 minutes, I'm out because the rejection sensitivity dysphoria, it gets high. You know, I'm just your average ADHD person here, looking to help people where they can. I suffer from rejection sensitivity dysphoria as much as the next person. So if anybody would like to join, that'd be great. But if not, let's keep in mind we've got some viewers that might be catching us later. So let's talk about some stuff. I actually saw a study that made me laugh so hard. It's a study by Sean Acker and Michelle Galen. I think I'm correcting that right, pronouncing that right. Study finds people who visit 3+ new countries a year are 50% less likely to experience burnout at work. Groundbreaking, absolutely groundbreaking. I don't know where they were going with that, but it's a bit obvious, right? I read that and I was like, why did we need research on that? Didn't we already know that? 50% less likely to experience burnout at work if you visit 3+ new countries a year. Just say it how it is. Rich people are less likely to feel burnt out at work. Because to be able to go to 3+ new countries a year, you've got to have some money in the bank and a job that allows you to be able to do that. Hey Mason, how are you? And I just think with all the study that we need to be doing in the world, a study on something that's so blatantly obvious, just like, it's like saying people who eat 3 meals a day are less likely to be hungry. Like, obviously. It's it just blows my mind, and I came across it and just thought that's so obvious. Another thing that keeps coming up on my newsfeed is influencer professionals. And I know that I am very much in that category. However, I feel like there's a clear distinction and a few issues that haven't really commonly been brought up, at least in my um, sphere, in my community, that I think is worth noting. Hey Liz, how are you doing, my darling? Professional influencer, yeah. So I'm talking when you have doctors that have TikTok pages, you have um personal trainers that are do you know what I mean? It's not just an influencer based on like their travel and the stuff they buy. They are promoting their page based on their own profession. I hope that makes sense. um Maybe you, Chef Bezos, are a chef and your platform is showing your nutritional meals. um I'm very good, thank you. And I think it's worth noting because a lot of people talk about big pharma, right? And I, yes, as a psychotherapist, big pharma is has its troubles. The overpricing of medication, the restrictions of medications in certain countries, um, creating medicine just to create an antidote, getting people addicted just to make a pill that gets them off of it. Meanwhile, big pharma makes all the money, right? I think a lot of mistrust goes into big pharma and a little bit too much that's deserved. And instead, people find themselves gravitating more towards alternative medication. Um, uh, I know that Western medicine is not seen as the be all and end all. It's quite narrow minded to assume that Western medicine is of the top. But I'm personally from a science background and I believe in research to support things. One thing I didn't really realize, so big pharma, we understand, we accuse it of making so much money in this day and age. The big pharma is worth 1.6 trillion. And that is a lot. Big wellness, I didn't realize, is worth 6.3 billion. So I don't know if you understand what I mean by big wellness, but that can be anything under nutrition, health, beauty. I swear I made a list of things here. Maybe I didn't. Wide range of sectors: spa and wellness, personal care, beauty, weight loss, health, nutrition, and complementary/alternative medicines. And people are feeling a lot more safer going to that because they don't have this guise of big pharma behind them. And I think not realizing the amount of how much more money, how much more profit big wellness is having. And I think it's important to notice that big wellness isn't regulated anywhere near as much as big pharma is. They are heavily regulated, big pharmaceutical industries, and with they have to go through testing and approval. These processes are put in place to be able to keep us safe, to make sure that we're consuming the right amount. Pig farmers get the blame for a lot of unnecessary stuff. Do they really? What's pig farmers getting accused of? Is this anything to do with the me thing? Or are you just making a joke because it sounds like big pharma? Did that go straight over my head? I am autistic, like I'm not going to get your joke. Hello, Alexi, how are you? Nice to see you. Are you preparing for your exams as well right now? How are you feeling? Thank you for coming on. I'm going to assume Pig Farmer was a joke. that I'd completely missed out. One of the things that came up on my Instagram that made me finally really want to talk about it was a nutritionist talking about toxic foods. And he went through these ingredients that he considered to be high in toxicity. And I don't think he quite understands when he says chemicals. Scientifically, everything is a chemical. How toxic it is based on the dose. So, and he was giving examples about, it's not just, it can't be a chemical because it's a mineral or a vitamin. Okay, we understand minerals, vitamins. Hopefully this is some help for you guys if you're doing science. Minerals and vitamins, let's take some really easy ones. Calcium is an essential mineral. We need it. But if someone takes too much of it, it can cause hypercalcemia. And that can cause nausea, vomiting, dehydration, amongst many other things. Something as simple as calcium, it depends on how much. And this is the same for all of them. Iron toxicity or iron poisoning can happen at too high a consumption. Otherwise, it can be very good to help our development, especially for pregnant. Salt, one. If you put a tiny bit of salt in your water, it will be fine. If you start dumping salt in there, that will be extremely bad for you. And I think it's unfair because the average person going about their life will go through this content thinking, oh my God, I can't eat X, Y, and Z because it has iron in it, because do you know what I mean? I feel really conscious that people are getting false information. So I try and combat that as best as I can. Alexi, I'm so good. I've done my exams, so I'm not stressing. You've done yours already. But it's absolutely ruining Liz. Oh, bless you. Wait, that's how I feel right now. How are you feeling? Talk to me. Scaremongering, yeah, it really, ARFID is definitely something we need to stay away from, because we can physically get these emotions and feelings about certain foods and textures without even having to try these foods. Just a little association with something that we already consider to be negative, it's not good for us. Not only that, neurodivergence, we are also at higher risk of eating disorders. And I think getting information that justifies your bias in, like, I shouldn't be eating this or this or this. You can Google anything and say, why is this bad for me? And Google will give you an answer. That's not research. And unfortunately, I feel like a lot of these people, when they give their examples for where they've got their sources, quite oftentimes I've seen it's just the first line of Google, which is an AI response, which is often wrong anyway. So what do we do about that? But I've thought that I'm going to try and curate some. If I see any, I'm going to make videos calling them out. And I'm probably asking for it. I'm probably going to be asking for some trouble. But that's not the game. That's not the aim. Not the game, not the aim. I'd absolutely love to have you as my teacher or therapist. You're so helpful. That's so sweet. Oh, I can help you with anything at any time. I'm pretty sure you've got our email. If you ever need any help with anything. That's how I developed ARFID. I went down a rabbit hole of, oh, there is anything dangerous about, yeah. And finding those, the last thing you want is confirmation on something that you already thought you were sure about. Something like the internet and Google, like you don't need to check it even further, do you? Like, Let's give an example. Why is breastfeeding bad for you? While breastfeeding offers numerous benefits to both babies and mothers, it also comes with some potential downsides. It will find pros and cons of everything. When we're searching for this information, our brains aren't looking at that bit that says, while some offer, you just want to assume I'm going to be in that second half, right? Additionally, breastfeeding can sometimes lead to difficulties like blocked ducts, mastitis. I don't think I'm saying that right. And sore nipples. Okay, not doing it then. Go you, slowly getting over it. What kind of precautions or processes are you going through to help you with that? I find it really interesting. I don't think it's an easy feat by all means. Being able to train the brain to be okay with a certain texture, or the not knowing if what this will taste like. I feel like for me, I have it set in my head that I knew what it tastes like, and nothing could tell me anything different. Even when something, because there's things that I like that the smell is like, oh, but then you eat it, and it's like, okay, that's quite nice. Those really stinky, are they called fridge raiders? They're like tiny chicken pieces that you get in the little bags. I think it's like a southern fried one. They smell so strong. Unless you're eating them, they just stink. I don't know what made me eat them, to be honest. I guess in my head, it was like, it's chicken, it's processed, therefore there will be no gristle, there will be no fatty bits. That's the big thing for me. Fat and gristle in meat. But I love meat. ED therapist and OCD therapy. Go you. That's fantastic. This is going to sound really dumb, but it's never sounding dumb, ever. But if I touch raw meat, I can't eat it even if it's cooked because of the texture of it. I so exactly know what you mean. I cannot touch beef, particularly anything. Now I've thought about it. Now I've thought about chicken, bacon. I love these foods cooked, but if I was to rely on my bare hands to pick it up, to put it in the frying pan or onto a pan for the oven, I wouldn't be able to do it. Antonio Anthony with the love hearts. Straight back at you, my dude. Thank you. I have to keep reminding myself it's safe to eat, touch, because they can't tell. They can't tell if it's dangerous. I don't know if I can understand. Because who can't tell if it's dangerous? Because you can't tell. Or the person serving you? I don't think I understand that. But it's good to keep reminding yourself. It's hard, isn't it? It's the reminding yourself, and there's also the proof. Eating it and then being able to learn after the event, okay, that wasn't that hard. But pushing yourself to that point must be so difficult. No, don't apologize. Sometimes it's my reading. Somehow having to read under the pressure of being watched on a camera, I can't read. I can't talk. I can't do anything. I consider myself to be quite a funny person in general life. And then this camera turns on and I've got no jokes. I've got no personality. I'm just so conscious that I'm on camera. We'll get used to it. It feels so much easier when Lindsay is here. She it's just easier to like back and fro. There's moments when she's talking, so I can just kind of like gather myself. I've just remembered I was supposed to do something. Is that not the worst feeling? When you were just getting on with your life and all of a sudden those alarm bells go and you're like, you've not done something you were supposed to do. And I was like, oh, I was actually doing well without any anxiety there for a bit. That's fine. I always tell myself the government, food manufacturers, stores can't sell products to customers that are dangerous. Right. Yes. I see what you mean, because in my mind, foods are dangerous. 100%. That is a great way of being able to look at it and being able to change that perspective. Because you're so right. The government, food manufacturers, the last thing they want is to be sued, because the most important thing to them is profit. Suing a company doesn't shade your how someone looks at you. It harms the money of the business. So the last thing they need is any excuse to be sued. So they go above and beyond. And this is one of the many ways we have to trust science. I know a lot of people now are like, I can't really trust the government, I can't really trust scientists. And at some point, we have to accept that to a certain level, we do have to. The things that we put in our mouths, the stuff that we spray on our bodies, the makeup that we use, the foods that we eat, any products, the way we feed our cats, our dogs, clean our house, all these things contain potentially toxic chemicals at high dosage, like we said, that if not given to you correctly, if not sold to you healthily. Hi from India, Janya. Am I saying that right? That's a lovely name. Please take my name. Janya is a lovely name. And I believe we've just done a trade deal, UK and India, which is historical from what I've been hearing. I was a bit late catching the news, but let's have a look. India and UK trade deal. Agree landmark trade deal after 3 years of negotiations. The deal will slash costs on UK exports, including whiskies, gins, cosmetics, medical devices, advanced machinery, and lamb. Just lamb? No other meats, just lamb. It said over time it will boost the UK economy by 4.8 billion. I don't know how relevant any of this is, how actually that will ever go down, but sounds good. I'll take the mini win in a sea of bad news. You're very beautiful. Thank you very much. Can you show me your nails? Oh God, they're a bit janky. Why? Can I ask why if I'm showing my nails? They are my own, which is why they're all different lengths and shapes. Now I'm conscious. Is there like nail wiki where people can now view my hands? Do you remember? Did you ever use WikiFeet? If no one knows what WikiFeet is, God bless you. Maybe I shouldn't even break the bubble. I'm from the UK, which is why I was celebrating the UK-India deal. I wasn't just observing it, being like, that's great. We're part of it. Oh God, no. They are all over the place. Thank you, though. I've given up painting them and decorating them because as soon as I do, I break them. It happens every time. It's like a bad juju. Can you try speaking Hindi? Can you say... Why do people do this to me? Why do people want me to? I can't pronounce English half the time. No. I can't say. Why am I so. I don't even want to give it a go. It just seems so. Uh, Muji, Jana, Pasand, Hai. I don't think I'm pronouncing that well at all. I'm supposed to be giving advice, not give Steph pronounce this. Steph, give me evidence. Steph, pronounce this. What is this chat? I I can't even. Wait, why am I pronouncing that in Hindi? I don't even know what I've just said then. I hope I've said it wrong now. You are almost right. Oh God. What did I just say? Almost. What did I almost just say? This is gonna get me in trouble. There's gonna be like some footage of me like talking Russian, something about the war, and I'm just trying to pronounce it. Oh my word. My Bharat and Chahati. Chati who? I, I get so paranoid speaking another language. Especially when I'm not speaking another language, I'm trying to pronounce letters on a page. If someone was actually giving me the pronunciation, then I'd be feeling a lot more confident. But I don't think I have the voice either for exotic sounding countries. I like my mum lives in Portugal half the year, and when I'm there, I feel like I can speak Portuguese. And then I come back for a few months and I completely lose it. Suri Babu, am I saying that right? From India. What's Suri Babu? When I get Turkish, speak Turkish, I get so scared I'm going to accidentally insult someone. It's a real fear, right? I don't want to be saying the wrong thing. I just got some. What is happening? If you're understand, trying to work out why I've paused right now, there's some strange behavior in the chat. Los Manos Tres, the three brothers, I think. Hello, Guy. How are you? I don't know, but I hope they're not trying to get me to pronounce it because that ain't happening. I'm pretty sure Las Manos Tres is the three brothers. Ooh, the hands three. Three hands. Three hands. Is that another way of saying brothers? I don't know. Are you in England? I sure am. Where are you right now, Guy? Is this the Guy Martin? Oh, go and enjoy your class. Have fun. See you soon. Lovely for you to join me. Thank you. Take care. I hope you do well. You're in Norfolk. Oh, lovely. Do you know what? I've never been to Norfolk, but I'd love to go. Um, Someone's having fun in the chat. Being strange. Oh, let's have a look at Norfolk. How beautiful. So, it's 2.5 hours away from me. Norwich Cathedral looks beautiful. Only 2.5 hours. I didn't know that. I'm literally in the centre of the UK. I'm in Leicestershire. So that's fun. So yeah, that's about me. If there's nothing else for me to pronounce. Norwich has lots of history. Norfolk is a ceremonial county in England located in East Anglia. What is it known for? Why is Norfolk so famous? For the man-made roads, over 125 miles of navigable lock-free waterways. Lock-free waterways? Set in beautiful countryside with many charming and picturesque town villages. How do I see that? That's insane. Crabs. I've been crabbing. That was incredibly fun, actually. Right. I don't know about you guys. I've got some stuff to do. I'm having a meeting with Lindsay later, and hopefully a skate. A nice old roller skate. I will be back next Monday. Or maybe Friday. We'll see. It's because we have cork seabeds. That's really cool. Yeah, I think we need to take a trip to Norfolk. I think that'd be really fun. But in the meantime, guys, have a lovely day. Be happy, be healthy. And if you need any help with anything, please send us an email. I was distracted then. This is the most ADHD stream I think I've ever done. A different podcast official at gmail.com. If you want to get your questions in and I'm not here, feel free to send an email and I can get back to you then. Sorry, chalk. Do you know what? I read it as cork, but I knew you meant chalk. That's a really crazy thing. So I already knew that because cork is a very different material that seabeds would not be made out of. But I was with you, dude. I was with you. Have a lovely day, guys. Get the likes and the subscribes in the chat. And if I'm not back on Friday, I will be with you Monday at lunchtime. Yeah, we were on a level. We were good. Take care, my lovely. Nice to meet you, guy. Have a lovely day. Bye.